A buried study reveals 90% of babies' sleep machine could cause permanent hearing loss. It also reveals that top brands consistently exceed the safety limits. Today, we're uncovering the decibel data that never got published. The entire commercial premise of the infant white noise machine is protection. The device generates sound specifically to shield a sleeping infant from the household sounds that might disturb them. It is sold, packaged, and marketed as a hearing intervention. One designed to manage the acoustic environment surrounding the most vulnerable human being in the house. In April 2014, researchers at the University of Toronto and the Hospital for Sick Children published the only peer-reviewed study ever conducted on this product category. They measured the maximum acoustic output of 14 commercially available infant sleep machines at the distances parents actually placed them. Their findings appeared in Pediatrics, the journal of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Every single machine exceeded the noise limit recommended for protecting the hearing of infants in hospital nurseries. 3 produced output exceeding the threshold at which NIOSH documents permanent hearing damage in healthy adults. It's sustained over a standard 8-hour shift. Infants are not healthy adults on an 8-hour shift. They sleep up to 17 hours a day. Their ear canals are narrower than adults, a difference in anatomy that intensifies higher frequency sounds at the eardrum. Their cochlear hair cells, the sensory structures that translate sound into neural signal, have never previously encountered acoustic trauma. When those cells are destroyed by noise, they do not regenerate. The hearing loss is permanent. The device marketed to protect the infant's sleep environment is the only product documented in the AAP's own journal as a potential source of the harm it was purchased to prevent. That study is 12 years old. No manufacturer has added a maximum decibel disclosure to their packaging. No federal standard has been enacted. The machine is still sitting where you placed it. Infant white noise machines are not a niche product. They sit in nurseries across the United States in the tens of millions, marketed as the evidence-informed solution to the most universal challenge of new parenthood, getting an infant to sleep and keeping them there. Marpak's Yoga Sleep Dome, the market's oldest continuous product, has been in operation since 1962. Its product page describes the device as creating a peaceful sleep environment. Hatch, a venture-backed startup, markets its Rest and Rest Plus devices, retailing at $69 and $89 per unit, as supporting healthy sleep habits from the start. Lectrofan, manufactured by Adaptive Sound Technologies Inc., describes its output as proven sleep technology. HomeDick's My Baby Sound Spa, available at Target, Walmart, and Amazon, promises to soothe baby to sleep. None of these product pages disclose the maximum decibel output of the device. None carry a placement warning specifying the minimum safe distance from an infant's ear. None reference the AAP's published guidance on infant noise exposure. The marketing register is infant wellness and developmental care. The omission is acoustic safety. Sensorineural hearing loss is the permanent destruction of cochlear hair cells, the sensory cells in the inner ear that translate sound vibrations into neural signals. These cells do not regenerate in humans. Once destroyed by acoustic trauma, they are gone. The hearing loss they produce does not diminish over time. It accumulates across a lifetime and compounds with every subsequent acoustic exposure. Infants are not acoustically equivalent to adults in their vulnerability to this damage. An infant's ear canal is significantly shorter and narrower than an adult's. This anatomical difference carries one specific consequence. It intensifies higher frequency sounds at the eardrum. Sound that registers at a given decibel level at the ear canal opening arrives at a higher effective level at the eardrum of an infant than the identical sound reaching an adult's ear under identical conditions. White noise machines, by design, generate broadband sound spanning the full frequency range, including the higher frequencies that a narrow infant ear canal amplifies. The measurement correction required to account for this anatomical reality was built directly into the methodology of the 2014 Pediatric study. The researchers understood the population they were measuring. They tested accordingly. The manufacturers marketing to this same population had access to those published findings before the ink was dry. In April 2014, researchers Sarah C. Hugh, Nicholas E. Walter, Evan J. Probst, Karen A. Gordon, Sharon L. Cushing, and Blake C. Papsin from the Department of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery at the University of Toronto, and the Hospital for Sick Children, published Infant Sleep Machines and Hazardous Sound Pressure Levels in Pediatrics. Volume 133, Issue 4, DOI 10 by 1542, Pediatric 2013 3617. 14 commercially available infant sleep machines were tested at maximum volume. Measurements were taken at 3 distances, 30 centimeters, 100 centimeters, and 200 centimeters from the sound source. Correction factors were applied specifically to account for the acoustics of a 6-month-old's ear canal. At 30 centimeters, the closest measured distance, all 14 machines exceeded 50 A-weighted decibels. 50 decibels is the noise limit the World Health Organization and the AAP's own hospital guidance recommend for infants in hospital nurseries. Not most machines, not the cheaper models, all 14. 3 of the 14 machines produced output exceeding 85 A-weighted decibels at 30 centimeters. 85 decibels is the NIOSH threshold, the level at which accumulated noise exposure over 8 hours causes documented hearing damage in healthy adults with fully developed auditory systems. The researchers stated this plainly. Output at this level, sustained for more than 8 hours, exceeds current occupational limits for accumulated noise exposure in adults and risks noise-induced hearing loss. The subjects being exposed to this output are not adults on 8-hour shifts. They are infants, sleeping in rooms where these devices run continuously for up to 17 hours per day. Their cochlear hair cells have never previously encountered acoustic trauma. Every hour of exposure at these levels is cumulative. None of it can be undone. The researchers' conclusion, published in Pediatrics in April 2014, ISMs are capable of producing output sound pressure levels that may be damaging to infant hearing and auditory development. That conclusion has been available to every manufacturer in this category for over a decade. The 30-centimeter measurement is not a laboratory extreme. It is a routine nursery configuration. Manufacturer packaging photographs, Amazon product listing images, and in-store display configurations consistently position white noise machines on crib rails, on nightstands directly adjacent to the sleep surface, and on changing tables alongside the crib. The actual distance between a device placed on or adjacent to a crib and an infant's ear is, in practice, frequently under 30 centimeters. The 2014 study found that at 100 centimeters, over 3 feet from the source, the majority of tested machines still exceeded 50 dB. At 200 centimeters, approximately 6.5 feet, the majority still exceeded the hospital nursery recommendation. This is not a problem that repositioning the device slightly resolves in most real nursery configurations. At the distances these products are used, placed in the configurations their own packaging depicts, the threshold the WHO established to protect hospitalized infants is exceeded by every commercially tested device in the category. Marpak's Yoga Sleep Dome is the market's founding product, a mechanical fan enclosed in a housing generating broadband sound through moving air rather than through a digital speaker. Its product page does not reference a maximum decibel output. Its packaging contains no AAP placement guidance. The 2014 Pediatric study does not appear on any Yoga Sleep product page. Hatch Inc.'s Rest and Rest Plus are the category's premium offering. A sound machine integrated with a night light, a time-to-rise display, and a smartphone application. Hatch's marketing positions the Rest explicitly as a tool for establishing healthy sleep habits from birth. No maximum decibel specification appears in Hatch's technical documentation at hatch.co. No placement guidance referencing the AAP's recommended minimum distance appears on the product packaging. Lectrofan, manufactured by Adaptive Sound Technologies Inc., offers 10 fan sounds and 10 electronic noise variants. Its maximum output is not disclosed on its primary product page at Amazon or at lectrofan.com. No consumer-facing warning about maximum volume and infant hearing risk appears in its marketing materials. HomeDick's My Baby Sound Spa, sold at Target, Walmart, and Amazon, is the budget market entry point. Maximum decibel output is not disclosed on the product page or packaging. No reference to the 2014 study or the 2023 AAP policy statement appears anywhere in its consumer communications. The emission is identical across every major brand in this category. An acoustic device designed for continuous overnight use in proximity to the highest risk hearing population in the general population, with no output disclosure, no placement guidance, and no reference to the only study that has ever tested its acoustic safety profile. In November 2023, the AAP formally escalated. A policy statement preventing excessive noise exposure in infants, children, and adolescents was published in Pediatrics, Volume 152, Issue 5. Lead author Sophie J. Bulk, MD, FAAP of the Children's Hospital at Montefiore and Albert Einstein College of Medicine, stated at the AAP's 2023 National Conference in Washington, D.C., "Excessive noise exposure is a serious public health hazard that goes largely unrecognized." The statement continued, "Children have smaller ear canals than adults, which intensifies higher frequency sounds, and the concern is not only with volume, but how long and how often children are exposed to noise." The 2023 policy statement named infant sleep machines explicitly among the hazardous noise sources requiring parental intervention. Its specific actionable guidance place sound machines at a minimum of 200 centimeters, 6.5 feet, from the infant's sleep space. Keep the acoustic environment below 50 decibels. Treat both volume and duration as independent risk variables requiring management. This was the AAP's second public intervention on infant sleep machine noise in 2 years, and its most formal statement to date. Published in the most widely read pediatric journal in the United States, presented at the AAP's national conference, distributed through the AAP's own press channels. No manufacturer updated their packaging, no retailer issued a product advisory, no mandatory standard followed. No federal agency mandates a maximum decibel output standard for infant sleep machines. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued no rule under 15 U.S.C. Paragraph 2056, establishing acoustic performance requirements for this product category. No CPSC recall has ever been issued for an infant sleep machine on the basis of acoustic hazard. The CPSC's mandatory standards governing infant products: sleep surface firmness under 16 CFR Part 1236, button battery security under 16 CFR Part 1263, crib structural requirements, contain no provision governing sound output levels. ASTM International has published no voluntary consensus standard for infant sleep machine maximum decibel output. ASTM F96323, the mandatory toy safety standard, does not apply to white noise machines, which are categorized as infant care products rather than toys and therefore fall outside its scope entirely. The result is a product category where a US manufacturer faces no legal obligation to test maximum acoustic output, disclose that output to the consumer, or conform to any volume threshold, despite a 12-year-old peer-reviewed study published in the AAP's own journal documenting that tested products exceed adult occupational hearing damage thresholds, and a 2023 AAP policy statement describing the hazard as a public health crisis that goes largely unrecognized. The hearing of every infant sleeping beside one of these devices tonight is governed entirely by whether a parent happened to encounter the study. The 2014 Hugh et al. Study and the 2023 AAP policy statement together produce 4 specific actionable recommendations that require no product purchase and no specialist referral. Place the machine at a minimum of 200 centimeters, 6.5 feet, from the sleep surface. This is the minimum distance specified in the AAP's 2023 guidance. In most nurseries, this means the far side of the room, not the crib rail, not the adjacent nightstand. Use the lowest volume setting that provides sufficient masking, not the default setting, the lowest effective setting. Do not run the machine continuously for the entire sleep period. The 2023 AAP policy statement identifies duration as an independent risk variable alongside volume. A machine at moderate volume running for 17 hours accumulates a noise dose the research explicitly flags as hazardous regardless of volume level alone. Measure the actual decibel level at the infant's ear. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health publishes a free calibrated sound level meter application, the NIOSH SLM app, available for iOS. Any parent can measure the acoustic environment their infant sleeps in at the infant's ear level against the 50 decibel threshold the AAP specifies. No clinician required, no product purchase required, a phone and the knowledge that the measurement matters. No infant sleep machine currently available on the US market carries a certified maximum output at or below 50 decibels at 30 centimeters. The safest acoustic sleep environment available requires no machine at all. Every brand in this category operates on the same commercial logic, acoustic wellness vocabulary applied to the most sleep-deprived and therefore least critically engaged consumer in the market, delivered in the absence of the single disclosure maximum decibel output at documented placement distances that would allow a parent to evaluate what they are actually buying. In infant acoustic products, the label tells you what the device claims to do for your child's sleep. It does not tell you what the device is documented to do to the auditory system sleep exists to protect. The study is available. The AAP guidance is public, the NEOSH app is free. The machine is still doing what it has always done. Now you know what that is. For more data and snippets the major brands try to bury and repackage as healthy for you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as we reveal them.